Hey, entrepreneurs and business owners, including prospective ones, this question is just for you. Do the graphics on your website, social media posts, things like your logo, do they all reflect your individual brand personality? Or could they be something similar to what's currently out there for another business and possibly infringe upon their rights? Well, we're talking about all of that and more. So stay tuned to this episode of Entrepreneur Insider. Hey everyone, welcome to this week's edition of Entrepreneur Insider. I'm your host and the founder of the Black Entrepreneurs Network, Tia Robertson. This is an amazing episode that I encourage you to pay special attention to and take notes. It's great for entrepreneurs that are currently in business, even if you're on day one or day 1001. But it's also great for those people that are thinking of starting a business and have questions and don't know where to go for information. That's why I created this show for all of you. So be sure to take amazing notes and share this with your community. There's something for everyone to learn. All right, so this week I have an amazing featured entrepreneur and an interview that I want you to watch in just a few moments. Today, we're talking graphic design. Now, I'm not a graphic designer, so I'm not gonna pretend like I know everything. That's why I bring these resources to you, right? So you can reach out and find more about what you need to know for your company. Now, graphic design includes everything, whether it's your logo, whether it's the images you use in your social media, your business card, right? Everything that visually represents you, your company, your brand, and the statement that you want to share with the world. Those are the things that help attract your customers, help spread the word about your business, and set you apart from the competition. So it's really, really, really important that your graphic design is on point. Now, the reality is, despite all those things that I just said, graphic design kind of gets pushed down on the list of priorities when you're starting or running a business. When you are like, not sure if I have a budget, or I have a budget, but not sure how much I should allocate to graphic design, a lot of people just don't do it. Some because they don't know, some because they don't have the money, and most because we kind of underrate graphic design. But if you think about it, graphic design are the things that we think about when we consider companies like Pepsi, McDonald's, even Nike. It is something that relates to every company in every industry. So why is it so underrated? Okay, while you're thinking about that, I want you to post your answers down in the comments. Tell me what you think about graphic design. Did you do your own graphic design? Did you work with a designer? Do you have questions? I want to know your feedback and your input. But in the meantime, the things that I want you to think about are this. Graphic design should be high on your list of priorities. Here's a few reasons why. Not only does it represent you visually, your brand, your content, right? You're posting images on social media that have graphic design. But a lot of times, if you don't know better, you might be going out to sites like Google and just searching for an image and sharing it and using that to represent your brand. Meanwhile, what you may not know that you're doing is infringing upon the rights of the owner of that image. What that means is that you could be subject to legal action, whether it's just a letter that comes in the mail that says, hey, cease using that content and remove it, which now totally affects your visual representation, or they could take steps even further. There are protection rights, and we won't go into all of it, but of course, if you have any questions, let me know, and I'll be happy to share my resources with you that can help you legally protect your business. And no, I'm not talking about LegalZoom. I'm talking about real legal protection. Nothing against LegalZoom. It has its pros and its cons, but there's nothing like someone that actually is going to look at your specific brand and answer your specific questions to protect you and what you're building. All right, so that aside, so you don't want to be contacted by someone that says, hey, you're using my image without my permission. You're using some catchphrase or a part of a terminology that infringes upon my rights. So I need you to stop using that right away. Those are the things that can put you out of business or even stop or put your business back a couple steps, and you might have to rebrand and regroup. So it's better to do it all from the beginning. Now, if you're currently in business and you may be on the borderline or shaky about some of the things that you use, it's not too late to change your brand, your image, your logo. Now, besides using Google, a lot of people also use a popular program, Canva. Canva is amazing. I use Canva. I don't use the free version. I use the upgraded version. If you ever have any questions, definitely let me know, and I'll be happy to help you with Canva. And again, share some Canva certified resources with you. But here's the thing about Canva. Unless you love reading fine print, which most of us don't, we click that box and keep it moving. Canva agreements and terminologies and, terms and agreements is the correct way, state that in some cases, what you create on Canva can't be resold. A lot of times, if people are using Canva, me and the person next to me, if we happen to have the same design aesthetic, we can pick the same template. And maybe I change my words to Tia Robertson and they change their words to Junior Brown, but the design looks the same, the color looks the same. So if you're looking at what we've created, what is distinctive? What sets us apart? Absolutely nothing. So with Canva, it's really important to make sure that you start with a template and you edit the colors, you edit the words. A lot of cases you want to edit the font. Again, this is not a design class on Canva. This is not my pros and cons or my opinion on Canva. I'm happy to share all of that with you. And actually at an upcoming professional development session with the Black Entrepreneurs Network, we do have a Canva creative professional that's going to come in and talk about using Canva. So be sure to attend that. Okay, that's my really quick plug, but back to today's episode. The point that I'm trying to make is programs like Canva using Google are not always the safest way to develop your visual representation for your business, because it may cause you to infringe upon someone's rights, or it may cause you to develop something that looks something like someone else. And that is not a competitive advantage that you need in your business. All right, so let's talk about things like Fiverr. You're like, hey, I'll just use Fiverr. I'll use Upwork. I'll use some other freelancing site and have someone develop something for me. I don't need a graphic designer. Yeah, here's the thing about that. A lot of times those people, not 100%, but a good percentage of the time, they're using templates too. Whether it's Canva, whether they're buying templates from another site like Creative Market, they're still going to edit them. So it may not look like something else that they've created for someone else. It may look like it's brand new for you, but it still doesn't mean you're not going to come across someone else's thing that is similar. So why take that chance? Now, what I'm saying is that if you don't have a budget or you have a really low budget, it doesn't mean you have to go and spend a whole bunch of money and allocate to getting professional services. Again, that's why I'm here, to introduce you to professionals that can give your voice a distinct and individual style, and it doesn't have to break the bank. But you're not going to break any laws. You're not going to infringe upon anyone's rights. Your style is going to be amazing and unique to you, giving you the competitive edge. How do you do that? By using the professional services of a graphic designer. Graphic designers have another benefit that none of those other things offer. They're going to meet with you, offer a consultation, and listen to your needs, your wants, your desires, who your target market is, any struggles that you have, and they're going to develop a solution that's just for you. So why wouldn't you meet with a graphic designer? Today, I have an amazing graphic designer. She's a woman of color, so that's a bonus. She's also a T-BIN member. So I definitely encourage you to reach out to her, to ask her any questions, to set up that free consultation that she offers. And if for some reason your budgets don't mesh, consider a bundle that she's going to tell you about that helps elevate, or in some cases even start your individual brand style and set you apart from the rest. Today's featured entrepreneur's name is Camille S. Daly. She is the founder and the owner of CSD Creations, LLC. She has some amazing design services, an extensive range of experience, and she is going to meet you where you are to elevate your brand to the next level and keep you going for generations to come. Stay tuned to this featured interview. Reach out to Camille. All her information will be posted down in the show notes, and let me know your thoughts. And don't forget to share. Hey everyone, I am super excited to introduce you to this week's entrepreneur. Her name is Camille S. Daly, and she, excuse me, thought she was going to be a violinist. Her passion led her to Florida State University. I know she wants me to do the hoot right now, but that's not the school I went to, so I'm past that part. I'll let you do it. And but she went to Florida State University, where she ended up in studio art as her major. As she says, it was really God, as everything is. God will lead us where he wants us to be. And all of those things, though, helps begin her journey in graphic design. Learning at Florida State pushed Camille and gave her a well-rounded skill set that she needed for the Art Institute's digital design program. And from there, she landed a graphic design position with Community Christian Church. Her extensive experience includes digital media, print media, UI design, and motion graphics. She plans to expand in the realms of marketing and advertising, and Camille is known as the designer who cares, which to me says so much about her amazing personality. So with no further ado, welcome, Camille. How are you today?
Oh, I'm well. Thank you so much for the awesome introduction.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, I always applaud people like yourself that are very, very creative, because I do not have that skill set. So like you said, that was God. That was definitely God. So before we learn more about you and CSD Creations, LLC, I always kind of challenge our featured interviews with a question to kind of get them thinking out of the interview box, right? So before we learn about your business, can you tell us something that you learned recently, specifically for the sake of your business, like a course or a master class, or a book that you've read recently?
Okay, goodness. I've been learning a lot recently. I've been doing a lot of YouTube video watching. YouTube University is definitely real. Right now, I've been, looking into more web development things, because I took on a little project where I'm like, okay, I can do this homepage. So I've been learning a lot of, different aspects of web development, and it's not my favorite. Definitely not my favorite. Yeah, definitely foreseeing that I'm going to be outsourcing that for my clients, because no, give me the visuals.
Absolutely. Yeah, I totally don't like that. That's definitely a specialized skill set. But yeah, I love YouTube University. And like you said, there's so much to learn. So cool. Okay, good to know. So if anyone does have any questions about web development, we'll send them to Camille.
I can help you where I can.
Okay. Perfect.
Mhm.
Well, we read your amazing bio that you shared with us. And it's so, I always love learning a lot about our featured entrepreneurs and where they kind of got their passion and what led them to starting and building their business. But we want to know from you.
Yes.
Why did you start CSD Creations LLC? In your words,
Mhm.
what does the company do? What are the benefits? And who's your audience?
Okay, so I started CSD Creations from really, it's been a dream for me since I was in college. And this is truly a testament because I never in a million years would have thought I would be pursuing this. I never thought I was capable to start a business. And throughout a succession of events that happened in my life, it led me to here where my mom, she started her own business. It's so crazy because she was the caregiver, typical island mom, always stayed home, took care of the kids, did whatever she had to do. And unfortunately, she passed away in 2020. Yeah, it was totally unexpected. Totally unexpected. Wasn't COVID related. It was a
Wow.
massive blood clot in her heart that took her out.
Goodness
Yeah,
gracious. Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
So, around that time, before she passed, I decided to start doing a business accelerator. And it was really spurred off of watching her do her insurance business and seeing how much care and love that she was putting into it. And I was just like, man, it sucks that she doesn't have like any visual representation for herself. And so um, it was also around the time of George Floyd, and I was just thinking to myself, like, it sucks that there's so many, you know, black owned businesses around here and you don't know anything about them. Like it was just a succession of things. It's kind of, all over the place, but it all led me to be like, you know what, I need to start my graphic design business to tailor, these individually owned black businesses. Specifically, that was the route I was taking. Initially I was like, my target is going to be black woman own businesses. And then throughout the course or the accelerator, I decide to expand my audience to minority owned because, especially in South Florida, nothing but immigrants, like, yeah. So um,
Yeah.
I'm definitely open to more, but specifically, I want to cater to these people because, like me, you know, a lot of the mindset in these people are like they just take what they're given, you know.
Absolutely.
They're used to doing everything themselves. And what I really want to use this business is to partner alongside people who are prone to do everything themselves and help them realize we can go further together. So it's definitely more than design. I don't want it to just be design. I definitely feel it's going to be more, or I know it's going to be more missional, and it's going to be more just catering to people to help them realize and remind them that work is not life. There's more to life than work, you know?
Absolutely. Which, like
Yeah.
you said, in our culture, that's what we do, right? It seems like we work and then have
Mhm.
no life, and then when something happens or our job lets us go, we're like, "Oh my God, what are we going to do?" Because we don't have a job.
Yeah.
So there's definitely more of a balance. So thank you for
Mhm.
encouraging people to pursue that. And I
Definitely.
really love how you use the word partner,
Mhm.
to partner with the community because anybody can start a business to
Mhm.
sell us stuff,
Mhm.
particularly women of color, people of color, Black people, but very few people actually partner with us to help us
Yes.
grow.
Mhm.
So love that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. All
Definitely.
right. So you told us about your target audience, and again, I definitely I applaud Black-owned businesses, but I absolutely salute businesses that help target other Black owned businesses, right?
Yeah.
Right. So to help us all get ahead, what
Mhm.
specific services do you offer? So I know I mentioned some of your
Mhm.
experience in the bio, but for the average person, right,
Mhm.
that like me that doesn't know, I think UI like stands for like user interface, right? Um,
Right.
okay, so for the average person that doesn't really know the creative lingo and the designer
Mhm.
lingo, what services can I come to you to for?
Right. So if you need social media, graphics, content, print media, signage, business cards, flyers, I've even done books, like, yeah, I mean, I'm kind of all over the place with my expertise. So I have a wide range of experience when it comes to design. Everything I'm really good at outside of web development.
Totally understand. Hey, I always kind of tell people because people always are like applauding Jack and Jills of all trades. And I'm like, no, do your thing and do it so well that that's what sets you apart. Like, we shouldn't do
Mhm.
everything because that's just
Yeah.
not what we're meant to do.
Mhm.
And I know your website is amazingly designed. I feel like I use the word amazing a lot, but it is amazing. It's very, creative and enticing.
Mhm.
That's very visually appealing.
Mhm.
Um, so, in addition to going to your website to find out
Mhm.
about you and your services, do you offer them other places as well? Like, I know a lot of times people sometimes are on like things like Fiverr,
Yeah.
or can people contract you for like how
Mhm.
exactly do we secure your services? Like, what does that look like?
Yes. So I'm formulating a form to add on to my website where you fill out all the information, and you also are able to schedule a consultation through there to get us started down the path. So there's that avenue. Another avenue, I just recently created a profile on Upwork, but of course they charge a percentage, so I most prefer just direct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't like. Yeah, they get their
Mhm.
money. Which
Mhm.
again, right? That's how our mindset needs to be. We need to get our money. But okay, that's a whole nother topic.
For real.
Okay. So, in addition to providing graphic design services, do you offer any teaching or consultation? So, if someone, was to come to you like, "Hey, Camille, I want to learn how to create logos for people," or "I need a mentor," like, do you offer anything like that right now?
Not right now. I think down the line, that could definitely be a thing. I'm also thinking to do um, consultation for, of course, visual, concerns, and even customer service, because I know
Okay.
we talked about this long back,
Yeah.
long time ago. Like, that's another aspect of this business I would love to implement, just teaching customer service, because especially amongst minorities, we
Absolutely.
lack that. We really
Yes.
do.
Absolutely. And I always tell people it doesn't have to be hard. I mean, it's as simple. Honestly, it's treating people the way you want to be treated, but there is
Exactly.
so much more to, yeah, exactly. So yeah,
Mhm.
we will revisit that because I definitely want to share that with our community because
Mhm.
that's something. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. So a lot of times, so speaking as an entrepreneur myself,
Mhm.
I know that entrepreneurs, we can sometimes assume we
Mhm.
know what our audience needs. And sometimes we do, right? Like we've done the research, we know that there's a need for a specific service, but sometimes it's not necessarily a matter of assuming what they need, it's assuming how they need it. So I know
Mhm.
like a lesson I learned is, I share some marketing help with our group, but I always kind of assumed people knew like what it was and how to implement it, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
sometimes we need to take a step back and like, wait, is this really being effective? Or we have to get input from people to say, am I doing this the best way? So
Mhm.
I can truly imagine in your industry, especially with people having a lot of stuff in their head and they have to try to get you to take it out of their head and put it on paper.
Mhm.
What is a lesson that like you had to learn from a customer or about either not how how to assume or how to get the stuff out of their head, and so you could really represent it on paper the way that they want it?
I think it's definitely one of those things where I desire people to be open with taking my perspective on things, because I know there's been a few clients I've had who were pretty adamant about what they thought was a good idea for themselves, and it's just like, I hear you, but especially in the realm of logos, it's kind of a pet peeve for me. We tend to want the logo to depict everything that our business is about, and it's like, you want your logo to be memorable, simple, and precise. Every time I think of a logo, I think of the Nike swoosh, like simple, to the point, memorable. You see, you know what it is. And there's been several times, I mean, you can see in my portfolio, they're basically pieces of art, but it's your logo. But I mean, it's interesting. But I'm learning to kind of accept and just know that there's going to be some people that get it and some people that, that don't. And that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. But you spoke it right on the nail on the head. Well, two things you mentioned, which are really great. So I have to make sure I reiterate them for our audience. One, people need to communicate, not just expect you to communicate.
Yes.
Right? And then they need to receive what you're saying to them and trust you. I mean, especially as a professional, that's something, and I'm going to be totally transparent, that probably would drive me crazy if I was in your shoe, that someone would retain my services and then question me. And I'm like, but you came to me, like, trust me.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, that is a good point. But you're right. I mean, and I think that's why your services are very beneficial, especially for people of color, because one, a lot of times we don't know how to do it ourselves, right? So we need to go ahead and let the professional be the professional.
Yes.
But two, we need to get out of our head. You do know, like, because I'm one of those people that's like, oh, my logo should have, like, actually, if you even look at the corner right now, mine is a perfect example of what not to do, people. This is why you need to call Camille. So, right, mine has like, because I'm like, oh, I want to show that there's people, and I want to show that we're together and we're grown. Right. I will admit, my logo is too much. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
I think it's good.
Thank you. Now, mind you, that's after several iterations, and I still need someone like you to help redesign my logo, because it is. I mean, I need, and I will admit, and I encourage everyone else that's watching this to admit and share this with other people that need to admit, we need to let the professionals do. So we all need to call Camille for logo design and some other things, and check out her portfolio, because it is amazing. So, okay. Right. We try to put too much into it. I will admit to that.
Yeah. It's hard. I know.
Yeah. Okay. So, speaking of DIYers like myself, which I get it. I mean, right, when we're starting a business and we're bootstrapping, or even if sometimes we have a budget and we're like, okay, where does the money go? There is huge benefits in, and branding and building out your brand and working with a graphic designer. But can you tell us in your words, as a professional and someone that we really need to learn from, what are some of the benefits in working with a graphic designer or someone like yourself versus doing it ourselves and being in Canva and pretending like we're Canva
professional? Let me tell you. Okay, so Canva, I appreciate Canva. I really do. But at the same time, I feel like it's trying to come for me and my other fellow designers, like, it's just like, but man, like, doing it yourself, it's just another aspect to think about, and it's a very broad aspect to think about. You want to come across professionally, visually, and that's going to take consistency, that's going to take quality, and a lot of the times people end up going on Google and grabbing whatever they can. And next thing you know, you have, copyright issues, and you end up looking like somebody else because somebody else is doing the exact same thing. Like, it's not original and it's not completely representing who you are as an individual business. So that's why it is so important to go ahead and budget for this. I mean, look at the big companies. And that's another thing. Like, the whole, essence of this business is to basically look at what the big players are doing. What are they doing? They're investing in branding. They're investing in, you know, solidifying their visual, their tone, their, how they come across, serious, playful, whatever. Like, they put a lot of effort and thought into all of these things. And although you may not grow to be a Fortune 500 company, you want to at least still have that influence and impact on your audience so that you can have that residual, business with people, because they're like, okay, they take this seriously. They are, you know, they know what they're doing. They know what they want, and they've decided to, you know, push themselves to another level in that way. So it may seem like it's only a picture, but it's really the face of, whatever product or service that you're giving to people. So
Totally. Yeah, I like that visual. I mean, you're right, because, and that does, I really like how you put that, because it does. It's like, how do I want other people to see me? It is the face of my brand and my business and what people are going to think about. So I love that. Yeah, you're right. And I don't want my face to look like someone else's face, or to get letters in the mail telling me my face looks like they're, someone's infringed face. So yeah. So for everyone, all of those plus more are reasons why you need to reach out to Camille to work on your own distinct designs. So, okay, Camille, tell us about Chatted Up Tuesdays.
Yes. So Chatted Up Tuesdays was really a tool, and it still is, to just put myself out there. Again, this is all very new to me. Never would have thought I would be in this space. So it was just me putting myself out there and kind of challenging myself to do research, to have things to talk about, and to just really give some value to the audience on what it is that I do, things from my perspective, experiences, and yeah, just really to expound on the world of branding and entrepreneurship, because this is a journey. This is a serious journey.
It is. And it's not for the timid or faint of heart. So, definitely. And I just realized I didn't say, so I am sorry to hear about your mom, but I definitely give you kudos for moving on in her memory, because it would have been really easy for you to be like, oh, I see my mom needs this service when she was here, but when she passed, you could have easily been like, oh, yeah, I'm done. I wash my hands. I'm kind of discouraged, or, I'm kind of grieving. And I'm sure you went through the process, but to keep moving and developing a flourishing business, you definitely deserve applause for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. So as you're growing your business and you're having Chatted Up Tuesdays, which you host on Instagram, is it stream anywhere else or just Instagram?
Just Instagram, yeah, for now. Yeah.
Tell us, why did you choose Instagram as the social media platform to support your business? And I know you talked a little bit about some of the things that you share on Chatted Up Tuesdays, but what other content can we expect to see from you on Instagram or any other platform that you may be on?
So I chose Instagram because it's heavily visually driven, definitely, and also wanted to showcase, what some people could utilize for themselves, through whatever I put out there. And as far as content for Chatted Up Tuesdays, I think it's going to be relatively the same. I'm thinking of just, keeping it simple as possible. Every Tuesday, it's a different topic. So the first Tuesday, let's see if I can remember, is going to be Q&A. So, I curate questions and answers from the audience, and then I answer, the questions. The second Tuesday, I believe, is with Love, your designer, and that's giving you some insight on how to communicate effectively with your designer to better get what you need from your designer. The third one, ooh, I forgot y'all. But just know, every Tuesday it's a different topic, but it's a different theme, but different content along with that theme.
Okay. Yeah, and we encourage everyone to tune in. We'll definitely make sure underneath in the show notes we put a link to your Instagram page, and remind us that's Tuesday at what time?
6:30 Eastern Standard Time, PM, 6:30 p.m.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, so we'll make sure. So that way everyone can tune in and then they can find out the themes themselves. All right. And of course, they should look out for your post when you're asking people to submit questions as well, right?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Perfect. All right. And I love, this is the social media manager, the former social media manager, because I don't do it anymore. And me loves the fact that you are not on every single platform, because that drives me crazy. I'm like, it is impossible, especially when someone is trying to build a business, to be on Instagram and LinkedIn and Facebook and Snapchat and you can't. It's too much. It's so important to know who you're trying to target and the benefits of each platform, and be on that and be outstanding on that one, that people can't help but to tune in. So I definitely give you thanks for focusing on that. So that way we know, where to go to get our content. And that's on Tuesdays.
Yes.
All right. So a lot of times people don't know about the benefits of networking, or that it's part of their marketing strategy, especially when they're building a business. And sometimes they're just people that are afraid to talk to others, right? They don't care that it's marketing. They don't care if they get new clients. They don't care if they can build their community. But can you tell us, what value have you gotten? You're a part of our community, which I am so grateful to have you as a part of our community, attending our Facebook groups, our events, and everything like that. But what value do you get from attending networking events, even if they're not TV events, even if they're other networking events, specifically when it comes to marketing your business or letting people know what you do and who you are?
Definitely experiencing other people's journeys, or learning about their journeys, and expanding my mindset, because entrepreneurship is definitely a different mindset. I'm coming out of an employee mindset. I'm excited to be taking the step of, pursuing my business full time in the very near future, like this coming week, near future.
It is radio.
Yes. So, just networking and learning more on, gleaning from people's wisdom, and of course, referrals, and just getting to know people and learning their stories, and, just building that, I guess you can say, compassion for why it is people do business,
Absolutely. And that's what I was going to tell everybody, like, networking isn't complicated. That's really what it is. Just showing up and having conversations, because there's always something to learn from someone else's journey, and something that they can learn from your journey as well. So thank you for sharing that.
Definitely.
Okay. One last final question. Actually, before I ask this question, let me ask, besides Chat It Up Tuesdays, do you have any special events or promotions, freebies, consultations, anything like that you'd like to share with us that we should know about before we wrap up?
Yeah, so I definitely have a 15-minute consultation that's available. I have a link on my Instagram. I have like a link tree where you can access that, but that's where you can have a 15-minute conversation with me. We get to know each other a little bit, and you share with me with you share with me your needs, and I can just give you my professional advice and expertise. And I also have these bundles called CSD Identity Bundles, which stands for Creative Sublime Design, you know, bundles. And those are basically your one stop shop for everything that you need for your business. There's two packages or two bundles for right now. There's the, oh my goodness, defined and established, I believe they're called. Forgive me.
That's
So
okay.
many things on my mind. But
Yeah.
um, those are really to help spearhead your visual branding, to solidify everything you need with your logo, your business cards, even a simple landing page that will drive a call to action. And yeah, it's definitely for those who are ready to take that next step in not doing it all themselves. So
Yeah, I love the options, right? The options of talking to you, bringing what's in my head, and you help me with the next steps. And I love that you have this bundle that says, like, here, this is something that you can go and implement right away. Love
mhm,
that. Um, I definitely want to make sure I share the links to access the bundles.
yes.
So we'll put that in the show notes down below as well.
Mhm,
Thank you so
mhm.
much, Camille. I didn't know
No
about the
pressure.
bundles. So thank you for
Yes.
telling me that.
Mhm.
Um, Now, you mentioned that during the consultation, people can bring your questions. And I know earlier you mentioned you have a forum where people can share information. If
Yes.
I want to work with you or ask questions or secure your services, do I need to have like my stuff already put together, for lack of a better term? Like, do I
Mhm.
need to bring samples or stuff, or do I just need to kind of come to you with that to the consultation with kind of like an open mind? Like, do I need to bring stuff or
Yes, you would have to bring stuff.
okay?
Definitely more information, the better. And I actually stress this when I do Chat Up Tuesdays pretty often. Getting the homework done really
Love
helps with formulation of your visual identity. I even in my form I ask if you can input a link to a Pinterest board so that you can just grab ideas and just slap them all in there, and that's pretty an easy way to get all your ideas out there.
Yeah, I love that. And I definitely encourage everybody, right? You want to make sure that you are getting value for your time with Camille and value for your money, right? So the way to do that is to show Camille what is in your head because she's not a mind reader. So definitely
I can
the more
try.
information, yeah, exactly. The more information you give her, the better. So I love that link to a Pinterest board because I've never heard that is definitely a distinguishing factor in
Mhm,
favor for you and your company, because a lot of times I don't think I've ever even heard anybody mention, links to Pinterest. Sometimes people will
mhm.
say share like a color or something, but
Okay, yeah.
all of those things, the stories that you have, give it to Camille so she can visually bring your brand to life. All right, love that. Okay,
Mhm,
so one last question for you, Camille.
mhm,
What advice, especially as a new business owner,
mhm,
or even for somebody that's transitioning right from the 9 to 5 to being a full time business owner,
mhm,
what advice would you give a person of color, right,
mhm.
about running or starting a business?
Where can I start? Give yourself grace and patience because, like I said, this journey involves a lot of changing of the mind. It's all in your head. And the more that you get yourself surrounded by like minded people, the more you'll realize that this mindset is attainable, and it's going to just cause you to realize that there is another way to live this life. It's very profound and freeing and exciting. Really and truly. So that would be my advice. Definitely work on your mindset. I actually was grateful to go through a business coaching program, a 10-month business coaching program. And that thing really helped me with my mindset change, where I am now able to say affirmations over myself. So it's like you're getting your internal work done so that you can, you know, pour out into your business and pour out into the people who you're going to be serving. Because if you're not at an optimal place in your mind, then it's going to show in your business. And yeah, so it definitely starts from the inside out.
Absolutely. Yes. Mindset is definitely everything. And I love the fact that you mentioned several times research, working with people that have already done it in accelerator programs, and mindset is everything. Thank you so much for the insight that you shared.
Thank you as well.
For more information about Camille, CSD Creations, the services that she offers, including those unique bundles designed to elevate your business and brand and reflect your individual style, be sure to check the show notes down below. All of the links and Camille's contact information are shared there. Be sure to reach out to her with any questions that you may have and share her information with your community. We all deserve to have an individual style that reflects our brand and attracts more clients and customers. Now, as always, I'd love to feature you and your company on an episode, or have you sponsor a future episode. If you have questions or like more information, be sure to email me, info@theblackentrepreneursnetwork.com. As always, this show is brought to you in partnership with Relationship Entertainment Television. Have you subscribed to this channel? Have you shared it with your community? Have you downloaded and watched shows on the Roku app? You got to do all of that and more. RETV, which stands for Relationship Entertainment Television, is the platform that everyone needs to know about. They have positive and engaging programming specifically for people of color, but it's appropriate for everyone. It's sure to replace your CBS, ABC, BET, and more. Be sure to download and watch all of their positive and engaging programming today, including all of the episodes of Entrepreneur Insider. Now, thank you for watching, and until next week, be sure to be great. Peace.
Tune in to Millionaire Man Cave, only on Relationship Entertainment Television, Tuesdays at 8 p.m.
This is Tyron
and Nicole with your weekly RATV news break.
Each Thursday at 12 noon Eastern, we'll come to you with the latest news, trends, and more with a positive spin.
We know there's a lot of positive news that doesn't get reported, but we want to give you the opportunity to share your story here on RETV. If you have a positive news story you want us to share, you can submit your story to news@re-tv.net.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Relationship Entertainment Television YouTube channel. Download the new RETV Live app on your mobile device and follow Relationship Entertainment Television on your favorite social media platform.
Don't forget, make sure you tune into the RETV News Break each Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern. Until then, be blessed and be great.
Welcome to What's Going On? My name is Demita Joe. Each Wednesday, you can find me here at 3 p.m. I'll be over here discussing different things that are going on and try to bring you a boost of positivity for your week because we all need this. We're going to share some feel-good stories. We might find a hometown hero. We may take a look at some trending topic. And sometimes we might even find a lesson in a not-so-warm and fuzzy story if we can. I'm Demita Joe, and I'll see you guys on the next episode right here on What's Going On?
Hey, it's your girl Tia Robertson. I'm the host of Entrepreneur Insider. Right here on RETV. Every Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern for entrepreneurs and news that you need to know about. See you there.